I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon, so that I may be cheered by news of you. I have no one like him who will be genuinely concerned for your welfare. All of them are seeking their own interests, not those of Jesus Christ. But Timothy's worth you know, how like a son with a father he has served with me in the work of the gospel. I hope therefore to send him as soon as I see how things go with me, and I trust in the Lord that I will also come soon. Still, I think it necessary to send to you Epaphroditus, my brother and co-worker and fellow soldier, your messenger and minister to my need. For he has been longing for all of you, and has been distressed because you heard that he was ill. He was indeed so ill that he nearly died, but God had mercy on him, and not only on him, but on me also, so that I would not have one sorrow after another. I am the more eager to send him, therefore, in order that you may rejoice at seeing him again, and that I may be less anxious. Welcome him then in the Lord with all the joy, and honor such people, because he came close to death for the work of Christ, risking his life to make up for those services that you would not give me. So Paul is not being crabby as much as he's being clever, saying, I'm going to send you Timothy because he's the best. He's like a son to me. He is the best. He will be concerned for your welfare. Not like those other people, right, who seek their own interests. So perhaps Paul is cleverly reminding them not to be seeking their own interests. So he's not crabby, he's playing at being crabby to give them a message. What did Epaphroditus provide to Paul is sort of the question. So they sent Epaphroditus to be with Paul, to help him the way that Timothy helps him, perhaps to bring him a letter. Was he a messenger? I'm going to assume that Epaphroditus is the one bringing this message back to the Philippians. That makes sense in the context. So did he bring something to Paul, a letter, some kind of communication, some kind of, hey, Paul, please come and help us? Or did he also bring money from the Church of Philippi to help Paul? Because let's remember, Paul's not earning money. He can sew an occasional tent apparently, but Paul is not making money here. So how does he continue? So it may well be that that's what Epaphroditus brought to Paul was money. Is there tension? Has he been waiting for money from Philippi and didn't get it? Did they not provide the support he was expecting? And then eventually they sent Epaphroditus, and he came with the money. There you are, Paul. Oh, thank goodness! But along the way, he got very, very sick, and so, Paul is just sort of reminding them that, what if they'd helped him initially, then Epaphroditus would never have been at risk. And most people will say, we don't want to talk money because it separates, it isolates people. My father's church, when he was a young man, his church in Sudbury, they used to publish the givers in order of givings. So whoever gave most was at the top of the list. And you like to work your way up the list. So if you were number 70 on the list, your goal that year was to maybe get up to 50. And if you were 50, you tried to get to 40, and you wanted to get into the top 10. And if you were number 2, boy, oh boy, you might give that extra gift so you made sure you became number 1. There was a pride in that. And many of us today look at that askance, go, oh my God, what a horrible thing to do. As if to suggest that the person who gave the most is number 1 in God's eye. The person who gave the least is still appreciated, but not as much as number 1. We don't want to talk about money because we don't want to be reminded, some of us, how much we have. And for many of us, how we are giving out of our excess. We're not giving out of our poverty. I would like our faith communities to be more significant in some of our lives. And the way we measure significance is how much money do we spend. If you look at sort of what the top 3 or 4 priorities are any of those support of the church or support of the ministry that God calls me to? I think the next time I hear somebody say, well, no, we don't want to talk about money that way because that's hard for those who can't give as much. It makes them feel less. I think I might be tempted to go, well, you know what? I think the poor already feel poor. I don't think that's it. I wonder if some of us around this table just don't want to actually talk about money because we don't want to go through an examination ourselves.